What if one of the most surprising discoveries about aging, inflammation, and the immune system was hiding in your kitchen all along? Not in a laboratory, not inside an expensive supplement, not in a breakthrough pharmaceutical drug, but in a simple white powder that most people use for baking: baking soda. Welcome to BioMind. Today, we're exploring a scientific discovery that surprised researchers around the world and revealed a hidden connection between the digestive system and the immune system. And this matters because chronic inflammation is now considered one of the most important biological processes involved in aging. By the end of this video, you'll understand what chronic inflammation really is, why scientists believe it may contribute to many age-related diseases. Today, many researchers believe that one of the major drivers of aging is chronic, low-grade inflammation. Not the inflammation you experience when you cut your finger, not the inflammation that helps your body fight an infection, but a slow-burning inflammatory process that can quietly continue for years. Scientists sometimes call this process inflammaging, a combination of the words inflammation and aging. To understand why this matters, imagine your body as a city containing trillions of living cells. Every day, cells become damaged. Most are repaired. Some die and are replaced. But as we age, certain damaged cells begin to accumulate. These are known as senescent cells. They are alive, but they no longer function properly, and they create a problem. These cells release chemical signals that can affect nearby tissues. Over time, more and more inflammatory signals begin circulating throughout the body. Researchers believe this process may contribute to many conditions associated with aging: heart disease, arthritis, metabolic disorders, neurodegenerative diseases, and many other chronic health problems. This doesn't mean inflammation directly causes all of these diseases, but evidence increasingly suggests it may play an important role. So how does the body normally deal with these damaged cells? This is where the immune system enters the story. Throughout your body, specialized immune cells constantly patrol tissues looking for threats. Among the most important are cells called macrophages. Think of them as the body's cleanup crew. Their job is to find damaged cells, cellular debris, invading microbes, and anything else that doesn't belong. When macrophages discover a problem, they release chemical messengers known as cytokines. These molecules act like emergency signals. They call other immune cells to the scene. Some of the most important inflammatory cytokines include tumor necrosis factor alpha, interleukin-1 beta, and interleukin-6. These signals help coordinate an immune response. In the short term, this process is essential for survival. But when it continues for years, it can become part of the problem itself. The immune system begins fighting a battle that never fully ends, and that persistent activity may contribute to chronic inflammation throughout the body. Fortunately, the immune system has another group of cells designed to prevent things from getting out of control. These are called regulatory T cells. Think of them as the brakes of the immune system. Their job is to calm excessive immune responses and prevent unnecessary inflammation. A healthy immune system depends on balance. Too little immune activity can leave you vulnerable to infection. Too much can damage your own tissues. Everything depends on maintaining equilibrium. And this is where the story takes an unexpected turn. In 2018, researchers published a study that attracted attention from immunologists around the world. The experiment was surprisingly simple. What happens when people consume small amounts of baking soda? The scientists were not searching for a miracle cure. They were not trying to discover a way to stop aging. But what they observed was fascinating. After consuming baking soda, participants showed changes in immune cell activity. Macrophages appeared to become less inflammatory. At the same time, regulatory T cells appeared to increase. In other words, the immune system seemed to shift toward a less inflammatory state. This was unexpected, and it immediately raised an important question. Why? How could something as simple as baking soda influence immune behavior? The answer appears to involve communication. When baking soda reaches the stomach, it reacts with stomach acid. That part is not surprising. What surprised researchers was what appeared to happen next. Evidence suggested that signals originating in the digestive system might influence immune activity through pathways researchers had not fully appreciated before. The digestive system was not simply digesting food. It appeared to be sending messages. Messages that could influence immune function elsewhere in the body. Researchers began investigating the role of specialized cells that line internal organs. These cells may help transmit signals throughout the body and participate in communication between different biological systems. The details are still being studied. Many questions remain unanswered. But the discovery revealed something extraordinary. Your digestive system and immune system may be engaged in a constant conversation, a conversation that helps regulate inflammation throughout the body. And suddenly, a simple baking soda experiment became a window into a much larger story. The story of how different systems inside the body communicate with one another. This is also where many health myths begin. People hear about an interesting scientific study and immediately jump to conclusions. Baking soda slows aging. Baking soda prevents disease. Baking soda is the secret to longevity. But science rarely works that way. One study does not prove a treatment. One observation does not establish a cure. What this research demonstrated was a fascinating biological effect. It opened new questions. It revealed new possibilities. And it reminded scientists how much there is still to learn about the human body. At the moment, there is no strong scientific evidence proving that baking soda slows aging or prevents age-related disease. Much more research is needed. What scientists do know is that the strongest evidence for reducing chronic inflammation still points toward the fundamentals: regular physical activity, adequate sleep, maintaining a healthy body weight, managing stress, avoiding smoking, and eating a diet rich in whole, minimally processed foods. These habits may not sound exciting. They are not miracle solutions, but they remain some of the most powerful tools we have for supporting long-term health. Perhaps the most remarkable part of this story is not the baking soda. It's the fact that your body is already performing extraordinary work every second of every day. Millions of immune cells are constantly monitoring tissues, removing damaged cells, repairing injuries, maintaining balance, protecting you without you ever noticing. And the more scientists learn about these hidden processes, the more extraordinary the human body becomes. Subscribe to BioMind. You'll be among the first to know when the next episode goes live, because this is only the beginning of our journey inside the most complex structure in the known universe, the human body.